the next couple of hours, Lewis. He landed at Stansted Airport this morning, just before midday this morning, and we're expecting that visit, perhaps a handshake with Keir Starmer on the front step of Downing Street. Posing an interesting challenge, though, for Keir Starmer. How do you handle such a complex situation? Keir Starmer didn't tweet last night like many European leaders. Instead, Downing Street released a spokesperson quote saying that he'd both spoken to President Trump and President Zelenskyy, and also saying that he had unwavering support for Ukraine and is doing all he can to find a path forward. He finds himself, to Keir Starmer, in a fascinating position. Because of President Trump's hostility to the European Union, he is one of the few leaders who can really perhaps broker some form of impasse between the US and Ukraine. Mark Rutte may be involved as well, the NATO Secretary General on this programme in the last hour, who seemed to be mildly rebuking President Zelenskyy, and also saying that President Trump should be credited for the US's help. I think that may be something possibly that Keir Starmer echoes, because of course it's not just about what President Zelenskyy hears, what the man in the White House hears from this meeting that we're expecting in the next couple of hours.
No, I did not. I'll start thinking about it now. So glad I went to get that sandwich.
Hello? Who's that, sorry? Yes, but I think at the top of the five, I'm yours, basically. So PM, we're going to try and pre-whack about 4:30. And the bulletin is at like 5:25. So as long as it's right on time, which I'm sure it won't be, I can give you sort of the first 15, 20 minutes, I suppose. $5:15 is the time of briefing,
yeah,
not for use.
right, no, I stopped. So I said this.
I mean, yes, but he's been late. He was late at the White House. Starmer was late at the White House. I mean,
And I think sometime in career.
definitely, I will definitely be here top of five. Yeah.
Then change. This is the one I sold. Exactly. 6, yeah. It's better.
I switched on my mic. I have switched on my mic. I could just check.
And it's like, it's razor sharp.
Hi, I've got you. Sure. We're expecting President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to come to Downing Street in the next few hours for a meeting with
I mean, I haven't got
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. I think that was brought forward. It wasn't meant to happen until tomorrow. It's okay for you or do you want no worries.
Yes.
Is like arriving. I'm sure they'll get it on a
When I go
so
side.
good for us to get it. Yeah.
Sure, carry on.
But not. Yeah. So you could pick it.
Oh, God, yeah. The man online was down there. The man online was down there.
Yes. Okay, so quite a brief throw into a Landale package, and then but that's coming off him off a throw from Ben, isn't it? That's not like a live top. That's like a.
Maybe they just don't know the same. Well, so the people that got done around Regent's Park,
Yeah.
they were riding trench runs.
Helen May
So
together.
they're having to look at what it says on the bike. Yeah, of course, yes.
Yes.
Handed in his Nokia dumb phone.
Yes, a crucial weekend will be the sort of second throw.
Yes, exactly. So after the VT, but in James's VT, I am expecting
Yeah.
Zelenskyy playing the lead and let's go to Downing Street.
Right over, you can't hardly see it. No, that yeah, well that's it. Yeah.
Sounds like
Justin, sorry. I'm not going to order crap today. That's the captain.
okay. She'll look at the camera.
I've got two. No.
Brilliant. That's great. Cool. Thank you so much. The one thing I'm just going to see, I think is I don't know I can do it, but I don't want to be, if she's late, I don't want to keep on doing it to get to close at 2 points. So you can sort of like clear cut of whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's all up by off channel like 20 past, that's fine. But anything close. Anything close.
No, I didn't tell him.
Sorry, say that. 20 past all when Zelenskyy jumps in. You know what I mean?
And the thing
So if he's already in, I don't want to add him. That's cute.
so I'm not involved.
Sorry.
I went to see. My God.
Do you know who took the 80s level? It's not you, right?
It was. We'll keep it. And it's and there's going to be one big walk. So he said he reached out to but what happens? What happens?
Yeah.
Hello.
I can't. No, camera. She loves it.
I just can't.
I mean, everyone thinks it's going to be fairly smooth, but no one knows the truth.
Okay, we'll.
Badly.
No, you're right. It's not that cold. We're also like we'll be here. Just give her us a holler when you're close.
Yeah. So also give us a heads up. Sure. Okay. When?
Yes. Well, yeah, you can't work it out. It's like a third. So.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, when you have. Yeah, I'll be waving like a mad woman. Sure. No worries. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear that? Not on till 12 past.
Well, this is on the other side.
That's why I asked. I was thinking of it.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Doing live. Would you be able
Is you live?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Hello.
You know what I've done, don't you? Yeah. I wasn't I? I bought the one for the.
No, I'm not the most.
Yeah, the gold one. Well, yeah. So this is but this is 600. I didn't have one. Yeah, I didn't have one. I sold it. Yeah. Get out. Oh. No, it's easy.
What happens next? We're expecting to see who are here perhaps in the next few hours, sometime this afternoon, I'm not quite sure exactly what happens. What is for certain is this meeting with Keir Starmer will now be
Yeah, this one to leave. It doesn't seem very obvious.
40 seconds, thank you.
What's happening next? What is not in doubt is just how damaging this last 24 hours has been for the great prospect.
Yes, he won't have to do any editing.
This meeting with Keir Starmer is not sure tomorrow ahead of this. Taking on greater urgency and interest to see since Keir Starmer is quite a pivotal time, he had a very successful that's to arrive back in London, having had a good negotiation about things like tariffs, trade deals, and also
Yeah, we're expecting him to arrive here down the street at some point this afternoon after landing earlier on today to the United Kingdom. And this is a meeting that was meant to take place tomorrow on Sunday, but is forward, perhaps not jeopardising after the events on Friday in the White House and that terrible fallout that Zelenskyy had with Donald Trump. But what we assume that Zelenskyy will talk to Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister,
He didn't.
perhaps how to repair his relationship with the American president.
I said I'd do it.
How to continue defending his country. He has indicated that he wants good relations, and he's perhaps hoping to get some advice from the British Prime Minister himself, held what was considered a very successful meeting with Donald Trump in the White House on Thursday, where even though he didn't manage to secure security guarantees from the US to Ukraine, as was one of his goals, the meeting was seen as having gone very well. Was very cordial. It was hoped that Starmer had laid the groundwork for Zelenskyy to meet Donald Trump on Friday. Of course, we know that things did not go to plan. Now a very battered and bruised Zelenskyy is coming here to London to meet with Keir Starmer and other European leaders. But meanwhile, people in London have been reacting to the event on Friday with listen to what they have to say.
January the 7th, they said you could invoice us. I thought, oh, that's a bit of a load. Well, that's 200 quid or something, but that's nothing. I wouldn't have even known unless they'd emailed me. Well, we'll see.
for the next few hours, what do you see Volodymyr Zelenskyy
I think you're right. I think the most split.
That's right. Keir Starmer is the senior European leader in London. That's already heard all of that from President Friday, but it's something that now has even bigger significance because NATO allies now have to contend with the idea that perhaps the US no longer militarily support Ukraine. Now they have to see if they are able to step up to that challenge, fill that void, and help defend Ukraine, which is a challenge that many believe would be very difficult under the current state of affairs. Yeah, so we've got an issue with the battery. It's going to run out if we are off the whole time. Yeah, we don't know. It might come soon, it might not. I'm not actually. So their idea was that we're off, and then yeah.
I mean, there's
Hello, Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Oh, hi, it's Neve here at Camera Downing Street. Can you patch me through to Dean Feed, please?
Why do we need to do that? Why do we need to do that? I'm going on soon.
Downing Street, Millbank, in Gen 1.
I've got it there. Oh,
Yeah,
for there.
I like
You
it
haven't.
here.
Oh, sorry.
Because I know when
You're
should be handy for me.
100%. Yeah, sorry.
Usually
But you're
I
going to
have
change
my own
this.
IFB, but I want to be back the day I have. So. And they can patch me through like, so I can hear and stuff. Yeah. I had it before and I've lost it. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, so it's the same thing for you. Yeah, thank you. Huh?
Doors this way.
You just step the tiny bit.
Okay, thanks. Oh, lost comments.
No, they've just stopped. They should be back now. I haven't changed anything. Great. Joe, just so to briefly. Joe.
25 seconds. Certainly is, Lewis, and it's happened much quicker than anyone had expected. We thought we'd see President Zelenskyy tomorrow ahead of that leaders summit that Keir Starmer is hosting. Instead, he is expected here in the next hour or two. I think Downing Street officials arriving behind me. The street's absolutely full of international media, which gives a sense of the worldwide attention on this moment, and also the role that Sir Keir Starmer, the UK Prime Minister, is seemingly going to have to play here, partly because of the hostility that Donald Trump feels toward the EU. Sir Keir, we're told, wants to act as a bridge between the US and the EU. Well, maybe you have to act as a bridge between Volodymyr Zelenskyy and Donald Trump as well. It'll also be fascinating to hear the language that Keir Starmer will use after this meeting. Perhaps, Lewis, it will echo that of Mark Rutte in your interview on BBC News today. A mild rebuke almost of President Zelenskyy, but also saying that Donald Trump and the US should be credited. Clearly, Mark Rutte is giving advice to one of the two leaders involved in that spat in the Oval Office yesterday, and it's not Donald Trump.
And I've been 172 for ages, but I've had a band back for a while. Yeah, so I've got put mine in a stenosis, which is where you get a collapse. And so they measured me the other way. I've shrunk 2 centimetres.
It's hard to say now. Downing Street are pretty quiet. It sounds pretty frenetic in that building behind you. So much of this week had been very carefully planned out, from the defence announcement to the trip to the Oval Office for Keir Starmer to tomorrow's summit of European leaders. What happened yesterday has changed all of that. So we're not getting a great sense of what should be expected tomorrow yet. However, from that Paris meeting a couple of Mondays ago that Emmanuel Macron hosted, this could be another moment where European leaders clarify more what they could provide to any Ukrainian peace deal, whether they would, as Keir Starmer to the UK is, be prepared to put troops on the ground somewhere in Ukraine. Of course, all of that relies, at this stage, as Keir Starmer has repeatedly said, on a US backstop, the US providing some form of security guarantee, be that air support, be that logistics or intelligence. That does seem particularly crucial. Keir Starmer didn't succeed in persuading Donald Trump to back that when he was in the Oval Office on Thursday. Volodymyr Zelenskyy definitely didn't in the Oval Office on Friday, so a big question mark over what the role of the US could be in any possible peace deal.
Because you really notice at the end of the day, particularly, especially if you're standing up, even if you haven't got the weight of cameras and stuff like that, it's just the standing up. But also you're on side with something like that, you carry on yourself.
It's been pretty fulsome and very public, and it stands, Lewis, in contrast to Keir Starmer's strategy, which is to, I suppose, have disagreements in private. He has spoken yesterday, we know, to both Presidents Trump and Zelenskyy. He didn't tweet about it, like other European leaders. He instead got a press officer to release a statement talking about his unwavering support for Ukraine, saying he's doing all he can to find a path forward. We've seen similar choreography in recent weeks. Keir Starmer wanting, I suppose, to be a bit more low profile in his diplomacy, partly because we know that one person will be watching closely in the Oval Office, and that's Donald Trump.
Australia and New Zealand, totally two different countries, aren't
Yeah, we'll do. Definitely.
界，我觉得你站我前面，我往后退，我往后退。Defense, loan, Ukraine.
Yeah, it does me as well.
So, Lord is brilliant. Pretend you're in Australia.
电视在这吗？被邀请。
So many different accents. And of course we only primarily live to the ones that use the yeah. And but when you actually get to the outback, as it were, America, you get to real people understand as well as they're saying. It's not only if they got the slang, yeah, but their accents are so big, bizarre, and stuff like that.
I don't think this fits in with the downstream.
You just spoke to that. Yeah, it's hanging down.
Yeah.
Is it really good? I'm not sure it has it. Yeah, it does.
Hectic around.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm touching something there now, so I'll get it.
Geography is not one of America's strong points, is it?
Handshake at this point.
That's why when this came up Friday, I said to Andy straight away,
I can, hello. Absolutely. Who's the hit? Zelenskyy's not here. No, absolutely not. Motorcade. I'm just doing this radio 4 as live. Cool, I just need to do one thing first.
Intake her across, Joe. Intake her across. There.
Intake of recording the line now.
Brilliant. Because we're doing radio 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken to them. I've spoken to the studio. I've spoken to radio 4.
No, I know you've spoken to the studio. Just saying intake of recording you.
Okay, I know what that means. What does that
Fine.
mean?
You're being recorded.
Oh, I see, just in case. Just in case I say something rude, you mean?
It's all good. You're fine.
I just am trying to deal with something involving the king, and I just need to get sorted. I know. It's basically we didn't report the king due to me. I just need to get.
I'll talk to you in a bit, Jeff. Cheers. Bye. He said it's only the wide one.
戴帽子的老婆那天往那个门口。
It's okay just to give it 2 minutes until half past, which I might get this confirmation. It'll be worthwhile if I do. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I know you guys are so busy. Yeah, good, thank you. Oh, lovely to hear your voice. Yeah. Basically, there is right, I can do that if you want. If you want to go. This sound level's good enough. Do this like a bit higher. Thank you. Brilliant. Hi Carol, I can. I've got one question, which is, you're presumably going to say on air this was before you came on air, because, or do you want me to just be very vague and not talk about the arrival? No, he thinks he's going to arrive about 5:15. The point is that I can talk about. I know that Starmer is preparing at the cabinet table, waiting for the meeting. There's some stuff about about Zelenskyy meeting the King tomorrow. We can talk about. Like, lots of analysis, but if you want it to be completely mindless and don't want to reference when we spoke, I can just do that without too much description. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's both, really, but the start of that meeting may just be both President Zelenskyy and Keir Starmer trying to share their views on what happened in the Oval Office yesterday. What is very clear is that there is a degree of freneticism within Number 10. This meeting today was not part of the plan. We expected Keir Starmer to have met Volodymyr Zelenskyy tomorrow on Sunday, ahead or around that European Leaders Summit. There has been a big change of plans, but also a change in the role, really, that Sir Keir Starmer is playing in all of this. Partly because of Donald Trump's hostility to the EU, Keir Starmer's aides had already characterised the role he could play in all of this would be as a bridge between Washington DC and Brussels and European capitals. He may also now need to act as a bridge between President Zelenskyy and Donald Trump, and it will be fascinating to see what sort of language Keir Starmer uses. We've seen in the last 24 hours some European leaders say punchy things on social media, referencing that Oval Office meeting, or maybe sort of obliquely referring to it. What Keir Starmer did was very different. He hasn't tweeted anything at all. He's not been out in front of the cameras. Instead, he has had calls with both President Trump and President Zelenskyy yesterday, and released a statement from a spokeswoman saying he has unwavering support for Ukraine, and he's doing all he can to find a path forward. And it'll be interesting to see whether he perhaps echoes what Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General, has said to the BBC in the last couple of hours, which seemed to some as a mild rebuke of President Zelenskyy, saying that we need to respect what President Trump has done so far for Ukraine. Relations need to be restored with Donald Trump, and it's very clear there is only one president who was in the Oval Office yesterday who is now getting advice from Mark Rutte, and it's not Donald Trump. I think there will be definite concern and anxiety. There was certainly anxiety even before Sir Keir Starmer left for Washington DC, and that was articulated by people who work with him, who I've spoken to. I think though what's really interesting is to see the contrast in the approach and sort of emotions of people within Downing Street after their White House meeting and after Zelensky's White House meeting. Certainly Keir Starmer did seem to achieve some things when he met with Donald Trump. One thing he of course did not achieve, which I think he would have liked to, is US commitment to security guarantees, a backstop for the UK and European powers on the ground in Ukraine if there were to be a peace process. Perhaps that was also something that was an augur of what was to happen on the next day. Certainly the way that officials like Mark Rutte and others are talking doesn't suggest they think this relationship is completely broken down, but a repair process and project will clearly need to be initiated, and perhaps Keir Starmer will need to play quite a major part in that. It's hard to say. They've not been hugely communicative, I think partly because so much of what's happened over the last 24 hours was not expected. The strategy is changing and shifting into Keir Starmer's role in it is moving too. If we look back to the Paris summit of European leaders, plus the NATO Secretary General, 2 Mondays ago, which is probably the best sort of comparison in terms of a summit, that was an event where different European leaders, I suppose, gave their sense, although some did it privately, of what they could provide in a possible Ukrainian peace process, whether it would be, as Keir Starmer said for the UK, boots on the ground and commitment of troops, or whether it would be something else or not at all. So maybe there will be more steps towards European nations making commitments ahead of a possible Ukrainian peace process, but also perhaps European nations, especially after what happened yesterday, deciding to commit more money to defence in their own nations. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Rosie. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye.
much on the phone there. That, you know, and a bit more real, just with a bit more real.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Hey Joe. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you off.
No, not at all.
What all I meant was that the intake, the news intake desk, were recording your voice just in case it's PM or wondering where to take it up from.
Oh, I see.
Literally just to let them know that it was being recorded into the building.
Sorry.
on these packages. No, sorry, probably didn't make sense. What's next? So next is the bulletin.
Now?
No, but not until 5:25.
Let's see.
Do they want us to do an extra? It's not on my list. So we've got the TV6 on at 17:25. Then we're going to do the 6 o'clock news channel after that, and then we'll service radio.
I'm still.
Got anything in between?
I just think
They just said how much
But yeah.
he always said to wear
Yeah.
a jacket at the time.
Sorry, Joe, are they talking to you? No. Sorry, Joe, you're not hearing anyone in your ear, are you? They're not talking to you at the moment,
They were,
are
yeah,
they?
yeah.
But they've gone now, haven't they? They've
Yeah,
gone
sorry.
away. Yeah, absolutely. So we're free now until 5:25.
People will come back to me, I think. So.
Is that what they said? Are they going to come back to you? I'm just wondering about powering down the battery.
No,
That's, are you sure? You're all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a couple of backup ideas.
Yeah? You sure? Sorry, Joe, did they say they're going to come back to you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I won't put after this, so I'll grab some
And then at the TV, all right? Yeah.
I might have to go back. I've got this
Yeah.
nearly charged enough that I can go back to my old battery.
Can you? Do you think we'll manage then to do
He was
this next, then the 5:25,
one eye.
then 6 o'clock, then we'll
I've
see
been
the
here for
radio?
about how long? How long have I been here?
An hour and a half? Yeah.
I'll see.
Yeah. So, me, 5:15, if they come on schedule, Nathan's the pool, so he's going to go inside and I'll go with him, just as a bag carrier. So, Joe, just FYI, at 5:15, if everything's running to time, Nathan Page is the pool camera, and he's going to go inside, so I'll go with him as an extra pair of hands.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
it'll just be you and me. But yeah, so you've just got the bulletin.
We're going
there
to
at
be
that
needed
point.
from 5 o'clock all the way till 5:30.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know about the 1800 news channel hits, don't you? After the network bulletin. So after your 17:25 network bulletin live, you've got a news channel hit at 1800, and then off the back of it, they'd like you to do World Service Radio. And then that's
Just did
currently our
60K
last
this
commitment
morning,
before
yeah.
the 10.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did 125 this.
So it's all on your email. I can send you another note if you need.
Yeah. No, I was just
Cool, that's brilliant. So I'm just trying to sort out this King stuff.
Yeah. Do you need anything else? Is there anything I can do? Are you happy? So Joe, you're just going to grab another battery. They didn't say they were going to come back to you right now,
Is
did
it
they?
working, guys?
It's like your radio.
What did we say? Did we listen
I
to
did
it?
hear it. I heard that. I think this is TV or radio.
You're going to come with me or can we change the camera battery?
I wasn't expecting anything else.
Oh, fine. Oh, fine, great.
I was going to say, I didn't think they wanted any more. Yeah, that it'd be a bit safer, and then we're not going to be on the last legs of the battery. Yeah, definitely.
I have loads, but you know.
Yeah, no, there's nothing more for us now till the national bulletin at 17:25. Totally, yeah.
No, I think that's exactly what he was saying.
He's up all straight paths. Wandered up and then walked straight past the red carpet, wandered up to the next door, and then turned around and looked for the
I was crap enough on the way home.
Great.
Sky. Skies. My child probably was.
Are you going to dash pretty much as soon as you get to it then to me?
Yeah,
By
absolutely.
the sound
So
of it,
I'll-
she's going to come and
so
grab us.
if you're happy, I'll go and stand
Absolutely,
with
go,
Nathan.
go.
So yeah, so, and you're happy to have me
Yeah,
as well,
I'm
aren't you? Good. That's good.
And we'll be
Powered
out
down
whenever
for
we...
now.
Yeah. They're taking it. I'm going to try and get it from the other angle as well, but I think it's,
1725 network.
it looks imminent because they've moved everyone back.
And then we'll take this radio to the back.
How are you? See you. Pardon? And no one else is free to come in, so. Alright, though, interesting. Worth wasting when it's like that.
hasn't been unknown.
Hello.
I'm switched off.
Pardon?
I've powered down.
Oh, you powered down, okay.
Yeah. I can power up
No,
every time.
this was on tell them something.
Yeah. I know. I'll definitely power back up a bit. Go on. We'll just pop the mic down a bit lower for when you do it.
Oh, I put it down. Oh, even lower than that. Yeah.
I had retired this coat from the heaviest coat I owned, thinking it was it. I took it out of retirement. I thought we were getting warmer. It's getting a bit warmer.
This street is just.
I know.
There's never any luck. It's a lovely sunny day today.
I know.
You could get a
Job
tan
earlier,
today.
and I was so hot, but I took my jumper, my coat, everything off. I just got so warm.
I'm going to be here before, but I will zip down obviously when your man arrives. I'll zip when Zelenskyy arrives.
Oh my God, how are you? Goodness gracious. So nice to see you as well. Well, I thought it was only just
I know. We had to have one. You have to come to I want to come for a chat.
Come for a chat. I've got to figure out where.
Yeah, over there. If you're with me,
I volunteered to send it. In fact, I was literally, facing where that dogs stood down. Yeah. Right, chat up there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
right? Oh, am I plugged in? We're really not going to be up. Top of the hour unless it comes back.
No.
There's going to be another whole camera. I'm currently having a full camera, so I'm even like a blue. Which is fine. Otherwise, maybe I'll start sliding.
I'd like to say, yeah. 6 minutes, you think? What, like top of the hour?
I will start doing two evenings. I'll be honest. And then May Which is quite cool, because you have a little bit of agreement about this license. So it's like, I mean, I've done this 40 years, that's fine.
Ciao, open Zelda. Wally, how much the Wally камери ali da, čujemo da će možda da dođe za jedno 10 minuta iza nas. Ali ne znam, to kažu ovo. Baš.
Okay. Right.
I will keep talking, yeah, I will keep talking, but I might have to like stop and run around. Yeah. And then I'll come back then. Yeah. Hiya, how are you? I got you. Maybe that's what that's
Joe, just a little step to the left. Perfect.
The car's arriving now. It's possibly comes. I don't know, but there's two cars arriving at the back. Now, is that maybe it's the entourage? But they say he was coming that way.
They say it.
Have they said that?
That's what I think. It's a tribute to one another and was grateful enough for all of these things ended up being thrown around in the White House. Today, Zelenskyy that the message from number 10 Zelenskyy and symbolism from the British state, but Starmer being but also reporting in the last half hour airways guide that tomorrow, part of this 12-week round of diplomacy, in effect
at this moment of peril, at this moment where the US has shown for so long their staunch ally of that country at the face of Russian aggression, all of a sudden now no longer being somebody standing steadfast as Ukraine aggression continues, but instead really suggesting they are somebody playing the role of Russia. A huge change, a huge blow for Ukraine. Keir Starmer today trying to drive back the balance sheet, and you stand in Downing Street waiting for the motorcade in the way, stand here bringing President Zelenskyy into town, into Westminster, into the heart of our political system, in order to hold this meeting with Keir Starmer. We'll be looking at so much. In the first instance, the body language. Is this a man still feeling?
Little left, Joe. Joe, a little left. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And then frenetic activity here in Downing Street. The world media alongside me waiting for the arrival of the motorcade. I'm expecting maybe in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, the Ukrainian president will Jonathan, where the divisions were laid absolutely bare between UK allies like France who have sided with Ukraine and the new American administration suddenly treating this conflict in a way that you have not seen for the last few years. Big policy differences on whether or not there should be a straightforward immediate ceasefire and whether or not the US should come up with some kind of
we're expecting a handshake on the step of Downing Street in the next 15 to 20 minutes. A lot of international media attention here, which is very rare for a Saturday. We've had to see more photographers arrive from the Ukrainian delegation, of course, has been accompanying President Zelenskyy on his travels to Washington DC and then here. Very important to say, this was not part of the plan. As we expected, President Zelenskyy to be meeting Keir Starmer tomorrow ahead of that planned summit of European leaders on the topic of Ukraine. He's appearing here early. I'm told that Sir Keir Starmer has been in the cabinet room on the ground floor of Downing Street preparing for this meeting. A very interesting role that Keir Starmer will now play, partly because of Donald Trump's hostility to the European Union. Keir Starmer now finds himself potentially as somebody, one of very few people who could really help broker a deal and try and help repair relations between the US and Ukraine. Certainly in recent weeks, Keir Starmer's allies have talked about him being a bridge between the EU and the US. Maybe he'll now also be a bridge between Kyiv and Washington DC. A significant meeting, of course, so it's not clear what can be achieved today. Certainly the two, I suppose, major questions are: can relations between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelenskyy be repaired, and is a deal possible between the US and European nations like the UK, still providing a backstop in the event of a Ukrainian peace deal? Those are the two, I suppose, key issues, Lewis, at the top of the agenda for today's hurriedly arranged bilateral meeting.
President after his encounter with Donald Trump in the White House, and certainly he will be looking to Keir Starmer about how he might repair in relation to Donald Trump. This is something he has indicated he wants to do, and US support is something that his country desperately needs to continue facing.
I don't know what you thought, Lewis. To me, that seemed like a mild rebuke to President Zelenskyy. I suppose Mark Rutte realises it's very important to keep the US on side and to keep the US within his alliance, within NATO. He said in that interview with BBC News, we need to respect what President Trump has done so far for Ukraine. We need to restore relations with Trump. We need to credit Trump, he said twice. But of course, fascinating, the NATO Secretary General is providing advice to one president who was in the Oval Office yesterday, but not to the other. And perhaps could Sir Keir Starmer echo that sort of language? It has been fascinating that over the last 24 hours, the UK Prime Minister has used different tactics and seems to be following a different strategy from some of his European counterparts. He certainly hasn't been tweeting. Instead, he's been on the phone, calling both President Trump and Volodymyr Zelenskyy last night. And also releasing, as Downing Street did, a statement last night saying he has unwavering support for Ukraine and he is doing all he can to find a path forward. I suppose the reason for this different choreography, less confrontational choreography, is that firstly he wants to keep Donald Trump on side, especially after that visit to the White House this week, which sources in Downing Street seem very pleased with, seem to think had gone well. And also ultimately it's about what can be achieved in the long term here. The only way Keir Starmer believes that a peace process is possible in Ukraine is with the United States playing a role. Donald Trump is going to be in the White House for the next almost 4 years, and therefore he needs to be part of that, and he needs to be respected as part of that, even though after watching the events of last night that does look a very, very different relationship, Lewis, to try and rebuild.
On the back of his own very successful visit to the White House on Thursday, which was very cordial and very warm words there, even though he did not secure the security guarantees from the US for Ukraine. This is one of his goals there.
I'll dip when he comes.
Well, I don't know. Real quick. I don't know.
Does that make it better or worse?
So you were in Washington yesterday.
Or maybe like a proper coffee machine, like a barista.
Yeah, of course, whenever you like.
Like for the tea bag.
Yesterday, when sitting in the White House, President Trump said, you don't hold the you don't hold the
I wanted to, when I started,
that language.
I wrote to Alston, and I was, when I was 16, my mate wrote it, and my mate got John, his dad was Chris Smith, and so Dan was, it does come. Chris Smith used to take me and Dan, kids, and it was for the summer, Yeah.
Exactly.
I think he used to get British something like crisp. Yeah. Yeah, I so Dan and I, when we were 50, used to go into his garden. I had loads of his bricks. The best one was he won the picture at the Moscow Olympics. Alan Wells started 100 metres and shot on the side of the gun, and Alan Wells comes out and blocks first. Yeah. Yes. Obviously, when I started getting but when it went to most people shoot that yeah, we had 5-volt tank, and you went to try it. Where you take. So when you started loading the film, if you didn't use a bag, yeah, you changed it. And then suddenly, you know, you look and you can see everything when you're loading the
Donald Trump is not yet willing to discuss in public what any choice is doing
It's a nice white film.
The point, interestingly, where President Zelensky and Donald Trump seem to sort of the big surprise when they fell out was where President Zelensky kept retracting that you can't trust President Putin. We repeatedly did deals with him over prisoners, over territory, and he breaks his word. Donald Trump's reply was simply, he hasn't broken his word to me. And I think that's where the biggest policy and diplomatic kind of things that are lacking. That's when it's the biggest lack of resolution, if I'm being quite what anybody does about that isn't clear. But it would also be wrong to suggest that Europe is completely united. The UK and France, it seems in complete lockdown. But take Italy now. The Prime Minister Maloney before the Lancaster House and the other European leaders. The Italian government is really very clear that it's not at all keen to take part in any kind of peace meeting. Quite suspicious of this effort. They say only if there's something involved with
But then you have to put that movement, that's the problem. So many things.
So the diplomatic scandal from Keir Starmer, the difficulty and challenges that he faces aren't confined to perhaps trying to move President Zelensky or President Trump don't get those who turn up, the wider cast require a swarm on the same day. It is so full in so many different directions. So this wasn't the weekend anybody really expecting to have. So we just have to see when that most big comes up, possibly in the next few minutes, and there's no sign of activity immediately right now.
Freddie. Freddie.
Oh, that's right. Tonight is not a night. Tonight is not a night to sound bites. But I feel that the rest of the pressure will take.
How long?
Yeah, we think he's going to arrive at 20 past.
Sam.
No, I've got to do the bulletin at 25 past.
Sam.
Right.
That could look great. Joe, that could look great.
Well,
That could look great. You wouldn't be able to hear anything.
and I'm happy to stay, yeah, if you want me, of course, I don't mind. But I do speak the bulletin as well, yeah.
Yes, they've got two cameras up there, but yeah, I'll try and shout something.
Joe, just look at me briefly.
Absolutely, Lewis. We're expecting President Zelenskyy to arrive on the street in about 5 minutes' time. We're just looking to one source within Downing Street who says that tomorrow really needs to be about action and about moving forward. This source has said the UK has spent billions supporting Ukraine, and the Prime Minister really wants tomorrow's meeting to be about next steps. I think there is also a concern within Number 10 that they do not want this meeting of EU leaders to look like it's sort of EU versus UK dynamic. They want to make it very clear that the UK is not picking a side. It's about rallying behind Ukraine. And also we've seen very different approach from Keir Starmer, and the language he's used in a statement from one of his team last night, not tweeting to some other European leaders. This source has said when last night happened, the first thing Keir Starmer did was get on the phone. Some got on Twitter. He got his sleeves rolled up. Now, of course, that is how those in the building behind me want to characterise the Prime Minister's role in all of this. Of course, there is huge pressure on him to try and succeed and achieve something that this weekend. He's almost accidentally become a central figure in trying to broker some form of improvement in the relations between Ukraine and the US. We already knew he wanted to try and act as a bridge between the US and EU now. He might have to try and soften relations between Donald Trump and between Volodymyr Zelenskyy too. One extra point that is really interesting we've had in the last hour is confirmation that the King Charles, will meet Volodymyr Zelenskyy tomorrow. We're not quite sure where. We understand that was on the advice of the government. Important and interesting that the King is meeting Zelenskyy, because we also know who is fascinated by the royal family. Donald Trump, of course, who accepted that state visit to London during that meeting with Keir Starmer on Thursday. So what is Downing Street trying to achieve by brokering that meeting? It will be fascinating to see the pictures, if there are pictures, of that encounter between the King and the Ukrainian President. And of course, one person who may be watching is the man Lewis sitting in the Oval Office. Absolutely. And what will they commit to? That seems to be a key question everyone is asking at the moment. That Paris meeting hosted by President Macron 2 Mondays ago was a moment where some nations decided to explain whether they would or not be prepared to put troops on the ground in Ukraine in the event of a peace deal. From everything I'm hearing from Downing Street in the last 10 minutes or so, they want there to be more commitments, more action tomorrow, but of course different countries are in very different positions with regards to their finances and with regards to their military. The UK, of course, has decided to ramp up its defence spending. That was announced on Wednesday of this week, reaching 2.5% of GDP by 2027. But what can different nations provide to Ukrainians? Still no arrival of President Zelenskyy here, but this street, Lewis, is full of international media, and right next to me a phalanx of press photographers awaiting that arrival. We've also seen in the last few minutes the Ukrainian press delegation arrive here too. They, of course, were some of the journalists in the Oval Office yesterday witnessing that very ill-tempered encounter between President Zelenskyy, Vice President, and President Trump as well. They, of course, have been travelling on the plane with President Zelenskyy and watching the leader of their country on this pretty dramatic international diplomatic mission. What will the faces of President Zelenskyy and Keir Starmer look like when they shake hands on the step of Downing Street in the next few minutes? It will be fascinating to see, and what will be the mood of those leaders behind the scenes too. Hi, yeah, I can hear you. I am clear. He's not here, so definitely have that live shot ready. I'm very... Of course, we're going to the original plan. Yeah, I'm hearing you. So we'll go with that original plan then. So it's 20 seconds top into Landale, and then a question from Ben afterwards about tomorrow, and then the alternative is I'm very happy to fill, because I've done this on Sky a lot. So if you want me to talk because he's arriving or something, or dip as he arrives or whatever, just tell me and I can deal with that. But if you wanted, I know it's not ideal, but if you want to, but if for example he arrives during the Landau package, you know, I can talk. Do you know what I mean? If you want to come out and cut to it, that's also possible. Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. Plan A then. Fantastic. Yeah, something like that, yeah, exactly. Oh, here he's coming now. Oh no, just saw the outright. Doors opening. 2 minutes. Okay. is it.
What's your message to Donald Trump, Mr. Zelensky? Can a deal be salvaged, President Zelensky? What's your message to the US President? Can a deal be salvaged, President Zelensky? What is your message to Donald Trump? What's your message to Donald Trump, President Zelensky? Sakir, can you help broker a deal?